morning students. As we have already started our chapter combustion and fossil fuels. So we have discussed about combustion and today we are going to discuss about the second half of the chapter, that is fossil fuels. Now let us understand what are fossil fuels. Basically they are the natural fuels. Now why the word natural fuels? Because they are the kind of a natural resource which are formed by the natural processes. So these are the natural fuels which are formed from the buried remains of plants and animals over millions of years. That means the plants and animals which have got buried deep under the earth millions of years ago, they led to the formation of fossil fuels. Now as I have discussed about the word that fossil fuels are the kind of a natural resource. So how many types of natural resources are there? Let us discuss about them. So natural resource can be classified as two types, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Now let us discuss about these two terms. Renewable, that means re plus new, that means which can be renewed, means the resources which are in the limitless supply and there is no chance of getting depleted. They are known as renewable resources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. These are renewable resources. Now the term non-renewable resources means the resources which are in the limited quantity and will get depleted over a period of time. So those are known as non-renewable resources. So fossil fuel is basically the example of non-renewable resources. Now let us discuss about all non-renewable resources. Now students, let us discuss about our first fossil fuel, that is coal. So basically let us understand what is coal. Coal is a black or brownish solid fuel. So the color of coal is black or brown. So it is mainly contains carbon, but it also contains a very few amount of nitrogen, sulfur and these elements. Now where it is found? It is found in Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Orissa. So in India, if we are talking about, so in India coal is mainly found in these areas. Now based on the carbon content, as I have told you that it contains mainly carbon, and based on the carbon content we are having three kinds of coal. So let us discuss about the varieties of the coal. First one is anthracite, second one is bituminous and third one is lignite. Now let us see what is anthracite. It contains 98% of the carbon. So the carbon content is 98%. It is used for heating. Mainly it is used for heating purpose. The best quality of coal. This is considered, anthracite is considered as the best quality of the coal. Now second one is bituminous, which contains nearly 65% of the carbon content and it is used for power generation in thermal power plant. Basically in the thermal power plant, power is generated and they use this bituminous coal. Third one is lignite. Lignite is considered as a low grade variety of coal which contains only 38% of the carbon. It produces a lot of smoke. That means when we are burning lignite, it produces a lot of smoke and it is also used for the power generation. So these were the three kinds of the coal. Now let us students how the coal was formed. Basically around 300 to 400 million years ago. That means 300 to 400 million years ago, the plants like trees and plants which were in the hot and humid area, they died and their remains got buried under the earth in the layers of the mud and sand. Then what happened? Over the time, these remains got buried under layers of sediments. That means over the plants and trees, the layers of the sediments were there over the time. And due to high pressure and temperature, what happened? These layers were converted into a dark brown material which is known as peat. And due to more layer deposition on this peat was converted into lignite. And then over the time when more layers were on this lignite, that was converted into bituminous, and later on as the time passed, that bituminous was also converted into anthracite. So this is how our coal is formed. That means as the time increases, the quality of the coal also increases. It becomes better day by day. Now let us discuss the useful products from the coal. Students, when the coal is heated near about at 1000 degrees Celsius, we obtain various kinds of the useful products. These can be coke, coal gas and coal tar. Now let us study them in detail. First one is coke. It is hard, porous and a dry fuel, which is highly pure form of the carbon. It is used in steel industry and in the extraction of iron. That means in the formation of the steel we use this coke, and in the extraction of the iron, when iron is extracted from the ore, coke is used. Now another one is coal gas. Coal gas is basically a mixture. It is a gas. Okay, so when a gas is there, that means it is a mixture of hydrogen gas, methane gas and carbon monoxide. Along with these three gases, various other gases are also involved in coal gas, but they are found in very minute amount. It was used as a domestic fuel or for the lightening purpose in the earlier time when the natural gas was not there in the use. At that time, the people used as coal gas as the domestic fuel. Now let us study about the coal tar. Coal tar is basically a thick and a greasy liquid which is solid at room temperature. Basically it is used to make the dyes, paint, perfumes, etc. The carpeting of the roads and the roofs can also be done with the help of this coal tar. Students, this was all about the coal. Now students, let us understand about the another fossil fuel, that is petroleum. So our second fossil fuel is petroleum. Students, let us understand the meaning of the word petroleum. Basically it is made up of two words, that means petra plus oleum. So first one is petra and another one is oleum. Meaning of petra is rock and oleum means oil. That means petroleum, rock, oil. It is also known as a rock oil or crude oil. So petroleum can be known as rock oil or crude oil. Basically students, petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbons. Now what are hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons are basically the compounds which mainly contain hydrogen and the carbons. So petroleum are basically the hydrocarbons, mixture of hydrocarbons, we can say that. Now let us study what is the formation of petroleum. Students, as I compare the formation of petroleum with the formation of coal, in the coal we had studied that the plants and the trees got buried under the earth or under the soil. But here the marine organisms, petroleum is formed by the remains of the marine organism. That means what are marine organisms? Sea organism, or the organisms or the living beings which are present in the sea, they are known as the marine organisms. So they are formed by the remains of the marine organisms which were died and got buried, or we can say got settled on the seabed. Seabed is the bottommost layer of the sea. So they got settled after dying, they got settled on the seabed, and over the time they were covered by the layers of the clay, sand and silt. So when these marine organisms were deposited in the layers of the soil, in the absence of air and under high pressure and temperature, these dead organisms were transformed into petroleum after millions of years. So this is how the petroleum is formed. Now let us see how we can obtain the pure form of the petroleum. Basically petroleum is extracted by the process known as drilling from the deep under the earth. As we know that it is found in the deep under the earth in the sea areas, so it is extracted by the process of drilling, and to separate the useful substances of the petroleum we use the process refining. Now let us see how petroleum is refined. Basically petroleum is refined by the process of fractional distillation. As I have already told you that petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbon. Basically it is a mixture in which various kinds of substances are present with a different boiling point. That means in a petroleum, it is not the purest form. In this petroleum, various kind of hydrocarbons with different boiling points are present. So we need to separate all those substances, and those all substances which are present in the petroleum, they are useful for us. Now let us see how to refine them. The process of refining or to purifying this petroleum is known as fractional distillation. Now let us understand what is fractional distillation. The process of heating or cooling a mixture. Here the mixture is petroleum. So basically the process of heating or cooling the petroleum in the absence of oxygen or air. When we are heating or cooling the petroleum in the absence of oxygen or air to separate the components or the fractions with the different boiling points is known as fractional distillation. So this is how we obtain different useful items of the petroleum. Various kinds of the useful substances of petroleum can be petrol, diesel, kerosene oil or petroleum gas. Students, now let us understand about third natural fossil fuel, that is natural gas. So basically it is a gas which is a mixture of methane and includes small amount of butane and propane. Basically students, these butane and propane are the hydrocarbons only. It is a chain of hydrocarbon which butane contains 4 carbon and propane contains basically 3 carbon, but you just remember this thing that these are the hydrocarbons, and along with hydrocarbons methane gas is present in the natural gas. Now natural gas is basically very useful nowadays because as we all know that CNG and LPG we are using for cooking and for the vehicles. Why we are using them? Because they are very cleaner fuels, they don't create any pollution and don't leave any residue when they are burnt up. They burnt up completely and release a limited amount of heat which is required. But we can store and transport them very easily. They can be transported through the pipes and can be used at home as PNG, or we can say them piped natural gas. So this is the natural gas which is nowadays used more and more by us. Now students, let us discuss that what is the impact of fossil fuels on our environment. As we all know that fossil fuels basically most of the production of electricity or the energy is dependent on these fossil fuels, but they are having some of the bad impacts on our environment also. Now let us discuss about the disadvantages of fossil fuels, or we can say the bad impacts of the fossil fuels on our environment. First one is they are non-renewable energy sources. That means they cannot be renewed. They will deplete someday, and after that we are not having anything to use. That means we need to use them very effectively and in a very careful manner so that they can be used for a longer period of time, and the world should not face the energy crisis. So we should think of another alternative substances also, so that we should be saved from this kind of energy crisis. Another one is mining for the fossil fuels such as coal can destroy the forest also. Mining means when we are taking out these fossil fuels, they will destroy the forest also. And if the forest will be destroyed, what will happen? The plants and the animals which are living there, or the habitat, or they are having the habitat in the forest, they will be homeless. And if they are homeless and if the forests are destroyed, they will lead to the loss of biodiversity also. That means many species of plants and animals will be extinct or depleted. Another one, if the forests are not there, the soil will be loosened up and it will lead to soil erosion also. Now another one is burning of fossil fuel releases several polluting gases. Students, if we are burning these fossil fuels, they release various kinds of the polluting gases in the environment, and these can be the major gases we are discussing here. First one is CO, it is carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide is released basically due to the incomplete combustion. When the combustion is incomplete, then carbon monoxide is released, and this carbon monoxide is very dangerous for human beings. If we are inhaling that carbon monoxide in a small quantity or in a limited quantity, then it will lead to headache, vomiting or nausea. But even when we are inhaling in a excess, then what will happen? It can lead to ultimately death also. So this is very harmful gas for the human beings. It creates oxyhemoglobin in the human beings. Another one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is basically released by the complete combustion of the coal and petroleum. When the fossil fuels are completely combusted in the environment, they release the carbon dioxide gas. It is a very heavy gas. It will settle down and spreads over a larger area in the atmosphere, and ultimately it leads to increase in the temperature, making the greenhouse effect and leading to global warming. Another one is oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. Students, when coal is burnt, remember one thing, when coal is burnt, it releases sulfur dioxide, that is SO2. And when the diesel, petrol or the natural gases are burnt in the environment, they will release the oxides of nitrogen. And these oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, when they will get mixed with the rain, they will create the acid rain. And we know the harmful effects of the acid rain, that it will change the pH of the water, it will change the pH of soil also. If it is falling on the monuments, buildings, it will corrode them away also. Last one is soot. Soot are the unburnt carbon particles. When we are burning the coal or petroleum or any kind of fossil fuels, the unburnt carbon particles released, they are known as the soot. So they also, when they are inhaled, they cause vomiting, nausea, asthma and other respiratory disorders. So these were the harmful effects of the fossil fuels on environment. Students, although these fossil fuels are very useful for us, but we should use them very carefully and in an effective manner. So this is all in your chapter. Thank you.